Okay, we're here for a new episode of the Who Art Thou podcast, and we'll see you next Tuesday. And chop, 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 chop. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's such a pleasure having you both.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome.
Jinx.
So we're here to talk about your fantastic new EP that I think it's been released physically so far, hasn't it?
It has, yep.
Yeah, brothers. So I guess like the easiest way to start this is like, how did this collaboration come about?
Kind of by happenstance. You know, we've been friendly online for a while, and we just got to talking one day. They had just had to drop off a tour, so they had a bunch of free time coming up, and we were talking about like different collabs, and they had just done the one with Meth. And we were talking about, you know, like how much we both like gore grind and like bass drums power violence. And then it just sort of started to happen. I started sending over a bunch of drums I programmed, and he started, you know, writing just 3 bass tracks for everyone. And
yeah, just a huge wide spread of bass sound. Yeah, it was funny because like him and I were literally just texting one night, and it was just like in the back of my head, because his formula, because I don't know if you've checked out like his solo stuff, just the chop 7 time stuff. So he omits having a guitar, and in lieu of a guitar, it's all the staticky, harsh noise stuff that's going on. And the heart of his music is programmed drums and programmed bass. Mm-hmm. And like it really, really intrigued me. And like I had thought about it, like, man, that'd be kind of fun to just try to write like See Next Tuesday riffs without guitars. And yeah, we were just chit chatting one night. I was like, man, I wonder how that would sound. And just one thing led to another. And as you were saying, he sent like a handful of songs. Like he was just like, I'll program some songs and you can write over them. And I'm like, okay. And like he just inundated me with more songs than we ended up even using.
Nice.
Yeah, I sent like 10 or something. How many did I end up sending? Like 15?
It was either 12 or 13, I think.
Yeah.
Because there was like at least 2 or 3 that we didn't end up using. It was just kind of like and the other thing too is like I'm a slow writer. Generally when I'm writing See Next Tuesday stuff, like I'm a song a month kind of guy if I'm really putting forth some effort. And I cranked out 10 tracks and recorded it all in like 5 weeks. Oh, wow. So it was just like, and then like I get to that 10th song and I just like, I think I hit a wall. I was like, how do you feel about just calling it?
Yeah.
And like, I was very intrigued by kind of the concept behind this EP as well. If you want to tell us a little bit about that and where that story became.
Oh, the Brothers War.
Yeah.
So we were kind of talking about how we wanted to handle the vocals for the album, and we had been, you know, we've been working on it for a while. We've been sitting on it for a while, and we knew it would take a lot longer if me and Fox were like going back and forth on every single song, being like, all right, you do this part, you do this part. All right, what topics do you want to write about? So we thought about the idea of me doing all the vocals on one side and him doing all the vocals on the other side, and
kind of given like a pseudo split vibe, even though the music is all written by all of us, kind of thing.
Yeah, which does I think confuses some people, but it works out.
Yeah,
but yeah, so we were just like spitballing ideas for like what we could do that was like thematically consistent, but like each let us do our own thing. And we had talked about doing like a conflict from 2 different points of view. I pitched originally doing like a pro wrestling thing, but none of them are into pro wrestling, or doing like a kaiju thing, but I don't think any of them are really into kaiju. And then Fox brought up the idea of doing the Brothers War to Drew, and then Drew pitched it to me. And I don't play Magic currently, but I did when that book came out. And I read that book in high school. So I played from like Tempest to Time Spiral. So I stopped playing around like 2005, 2006, I think. Maybe it was a little later than that. I don't remember. It
had to have been
maybe close
Time
to
Spiral. Yeah, no, probably like 2008-ish, I think was Time Spiral. I can't remember because I got back into it about 20, because I played in high school. So I started at Ice Age and got out. I remember Alliance was one that I was into, but it was short-lived as a child. I mean, that was like when I was like 13, 14. And then I got into it pretty heavily after See You Next Tuesday went on hiatus, so probably around 2011, 2012, and that was right around when Zendikar was coming out. So I remember that was like the huge one at the fetch lands, like had a resurgence and stuff. So I got into Legacy, and I was actually did like the tournament thing for probably 5-6 years.
Oh, wow. You know what's funny, and like part of why I stopped playing is I went to college, right? And when I was in high school, I would play Friday Night Magic every week, and I would be playing with like full-grown adults, and I would just get whooped every single time, just get obliterated. And then I went to college, and nobody else like in my little circle was going to tournaments or anything. So I just started steamrolling everyone, and it was just like, at first it was cool, but the whiplash was just like, it just stopped being fun after a while.
Yeah, I get that. Like if you're not playing with people that are obsessed with it, like it's hard to play against somebody that doesn't know what's in their hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the bass player and obviously Fox in my band. So Fox and Rick, they both play EDH, which is a format I never got into. And they always try to get me involved. And it's like, you know, I remember a lot of what the cards did, but there's like a lot of new cards that are out. And the thing about decks is like there's synergy amongst like, you know, spells and shit like that. So there's like, and it's like, it's not fun to be like in a position where like you're holding stuff in your hand and you don't know what you need out of the deck, or like you have a card that's like go fetch for something and you're like, what would I get? I don't know these cards. So it's like, I understand playing against somebody that doesn't have like a pretty like in-depth knowledge of it, like especially if you're in a competitive way, you know.
I was also playing like aggro like zoo decks. So and it was, for anyone that plays Magic that's listening, I was playing, the most competitive I ever was when Ravnica and Kamigawa were in Standard. So I was like turn 2 Watch Wolves. Like that's the kind of deck I was playing. And so if I'm playing against somebody who's like not very competitive, like they're just dead by like turn 5.
And for those nerds that are out there that also know, when I was like just wrapping up playing, I was playing the Vengevine Survival of the Fittest deck, which became like an epidemic. And then they banned Survival of the Fittest, and I had like all the cards for that deck. And if anybody knows Legacy, that's like a $2,000 to $3,000 investment.
Oh my god!
And it's just like, yeah, like they're not cheap. Some of those, like the Legacy cards, like some of the lands are $100 to $300.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting back into an Elves deck that I had and just kind of updated it. But yeah, I ended up selling off all my shit. I'm not going to lie. I sold my collection off and made $14,000.
Holy shit.
I sold mine off. I was store credit.
Yeah. But I was, like I said, I was in tournaments. So like I did every draft that came about my town, I would play like all weekend. So a draft is you show up and you buy a pack of cards, or you get a handful of card packs, you open them up on the spot and you like trade around with your table and you end up building a deck on the fly. But if you win the tournament, you get a box of cards of the newest set. So you open those up and you get a bunch of stuff. And then I'd go to tournaments and I would trade with everybody. And ultimately, you know, you end up with all the stuff you're looking for in the format that you play in. And, you know, there's minimal investment in it. And yeah, when I turned around and sold the stuff, it was just like Magic has been on a steady incline as far as like it's it's right up there with fucking gold and guns, man. They just don't depreciate.
It's I have a friend of mine who I go over to his house and we play Yu-Gi-Oh is what we play, and he's always like, he's always trying to get me to play Magic the Gathering. I've played it twice with him, and I was like, there's so much in this. Like, you can't just learn this in like while we're having a can of beer and play.
No, not at all.
That's crazy to me because like every time I look at a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it's like just a block of text.
Yeah, the new Yu-Gi-Oh cards are fucking stupid because you play the game and like a card can pretty much do like 7 different things. You're just like, I just want the normal effect thing. Like, so he'll show me these new decks and I was like, this is so much shit to learn, and they all go on top of each other, and it's just it's a lot.
Yeah.
But Magic the Gathering, because he's for his every year it's his birthday or it's Christmas or something. If you ask him what present you want, he's like, please get me Magic the Gathering cards because I can't afford them at the
moment. They are not cheap. No. Even just buying packs, like they're not cheap.
Yeah.
So I imagine then, as somebody who's a super fan, then it was super fun to write an EP about this Magic the Gathering story as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Brothers' War, and this whole the whole storyline starting there, going through the Weatherlight stuff, and then going into like the Phyrexian invasion. I just think it's like such a cool mashup of styles, like this sort of Tolkien-esque high fantasy kind of Dungeons and Dragons style world, but then there's this just like H.R. Giger, Tetsuo the Iron Man body horror, biomechanical nightmare world that's invading. And I just think it's like such a cool the clash of styles, and that's the story where it like really started. But yeah. So I was stoked to like go back and reread some of these books. I listened to an audiobook podcast to get familiar with the Brothers' War again, and I liked it so much I just kept going. I listened to Planeswalker, and then I listened to Time Streams, and then I started Bloodlines. But Urza gets into some weird stuff in Bloodlines, so I put a stop on that. I might just skip ahead to the Wrath Cycle stuff, the Weatherlight stuff.
Heck yeah. It worked out pretty perfectly too. Like the two brothers having like such a conflict, and like the way that the music works. Like, there's each side has like the little interlude track that really kind of divides like the whole world or the plane that they live in and stuff. And yeah, it flowed, and it made so much sense. And even coming down to like the variants that we did. So we pressed this on a 7-inch, and we did 3 variants, and each of the two brothers, Mishra and Urza, have like a stone that's associated with them, and that has a color. So Urza being red and Mishra being green. And then as Chop mentioned, there's this like invasion of what's called like the Phyrexian, which are like the kind of H.R. Giger, or however you say that, style. And that one we went with like a black and purple smash for the record. So like throughout the artwork and even the variants and stuff, like it had so many, like the Jeff Grubb that wrote that book, like he really, really painted such a big world within that story, and it was easy for us to just like pick out of that, like so many, like, oh, we need to pick variants. Well, let's do these colors, so it just worked out like in every way.
And the music itself, like I feel like it's you balance each other out really, really well, and then with the story and the aggression and everything. No, the full package is fantastic. Sure, even your music video is a love letter to Magic the Gathering. If you want to talk us a little bit about that, actually.
So that was actually our singer's idea to just kind of. Because that's the shop that they play in. It's Evolution Games in Lansing, Michigan, and our bass player and singer both play there pretty frequently. And they do what's called CEDH, which is like competitive commander style. And so they do tournaments and stuff there, and they literally just asked everybody that normally attended, hey, do you guys want to be in this music video? And the shop was totally like, hell yeah, we want to be every part of this we can be. And yeah, so everybody just showed up on a Sunday and we set up in there. And our buddy Mike Hartley, who did the last handful of videos for us, he did like the paraphilia video. He did the video from like the Lord of the Rings video that we did. And he did the video of us being all old for the 8 Dead 9 If You Count the Fetus Redux. So he's just got this like eye for catching funny moments and really projecting those outward. So yeah, it just worked out, man. We set up and we played. And then obviously Chop, we've actually never even met in real life. He lives in Connecticut. Yeah. He lives in Connecticut and I live in Michigan, which is like, I mean, that's like a 15-hour drive. That's like one side of the United Kingdom to the other.
Yeah, I've never even been to Michigan.
Yeah, I've been to Connecticut. Actually, I've been to Connecticut, and there is a chance that he's seen us live years and years ago. So yeah, so I guess technically we've seen each other in real life, but never really formally met, at least. Yeah.
I saw,
and he wasn't wearing a red mask, so
no. It was well. But anyway, if you notice, project.
Yeah, if you notice in the video, every once in a while there was kind of like a Where's Waldo. We bought a bunch of his masks and just had random people put them on. So like right in the very beginning, when Rick and Fox walk into the shop and I'm like pretending to work there, sitting behind me is one of the dudes that actually works there wearing a Chop mask. So he's just kind of like sprinkled in here and there throughout the video. So it was a ton of fun. Yeah. And it definitely, it's funny too, because Fox takes magic like seriously. So like even at the end in the video, there's a scene where Rick calls a judge. And I know you're not super knowledgeable on magic, but there's this thing called the stack, which is like if you play a spell and then someone plays a spell in response and then you respond with another spell, eventually like stuff starts to stack up. And so in a tournament, like if a stack happens, you'll call the judge to make sure that everything resolves in order that they need to. Because it's just like doing math, you know, whereas like if you do your division before your subtraction, you'll get a different result. So it's like last on is first to resolve. So anyway, in the video that shows this stack, and Fox made sure even down to like what mana was tapped and what mana he had left was like all appropriate. So any nerds out there that want to watch the video and like scrutinize, please let us know if he fucked it up.
But to be fair though, that like we live in kind of an outrage society thing, and you will have people going, that's not how that fucking play. You absolutely have to be sure.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Let's go. So bring it on, nerds.
If you guys never met, like, how was this recorded then? Was it just sending stuff back and forth, or?
Yeah, I sat at home programming my drums, and I just sent them to. We had a Dropbox we were sharing, and just sent that to him, and he just uploaded his bass stuff to the Dropbox.
Yeah, I have a studio at my house. So like I recorded the bass through a guitar rig. You know, I did like a left and right stereo bass, and then I did like a sub bass in the center. And then later on too, Jimmy, our drummer, actually had his fair share of playing drums on it. There's actually both fake drums and real drums on this recording. Because after we had the songs pretty much done, I was showing them to my band, and our drummer Jimmy was like, man, it'd been cool if I was part of this. And I was like, you can be, why not? Let's fucking just go. And like I kind of just got the inspo from like thinking like Slipknot, you know, like they have the two percussionists and stuff. So we did a lot of like back and forth, or like both drums playing at the same time but panned in a different ear. Layering stuff, or like one is playing a beat and the other one is playing like something more tom oriented over top of it. And so we just went nuts with it. And yeah, so again, it was just like a back and forth. And then like I would record bass and we'd send it to him. He'd record some noise stuff, send it back to me, and I would like add effects to the noise stuff and like fit it in the whole record. because the big thing I wanted this to have too is like that experience in headphones, because there's so much shit going on, so much that this session after I was done was like 117 tracks in my session.
Oh, jeez.
Like between 2 drum kits, all the bass guitars, all the noise stuff. But I really wanted it to be an experience with like a lot of stuff going on in different ears at different times and stuff that like pans around your head and stuff. So we did a lot of like stereo stuff, a lot of his noise stuff he recorded twice and gave me a left and right track. And, you know, we did like bouncing back and forth stuff. And yeah, the whole experience was really satisfying, honestly. Like the internet is a powerful tool for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very modern way of recording.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I've said it before on the podcast, but I always come back to that story of it was when the Police were recording one of their albums and they couldn't sit in the same room as each other. So the way, because they hated each other, so the way they made it was they would record something on a tape, get their assistant to go across New York or something, give it to the person, they would make notes and give the tape back and forth back. I was like, nice. End the band. That just sounds like a awful way to do.
Wasn't that how like the band, the Postal Service, didn't they kind of come about by like mailing demos back and forth from like Seattle to wherever the other dude was? I think
fitting name then.
Yeah, very fitting name.
So John, by the way, you are correct. The panning and everything like that. It's because this type of music, a lot of the time, some people can say that it's mainly too abrasive and too noisy, but it never becomes kind of overbearing. It's all the word I use is just balance the whole time. But it certainly was the first time I put the headphones on and started the first time. I went, oh fuck, straight away.
It definitely comes out the gate swinging for sure.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be heavy because I've listened to See You Next Tuesday before, but so when I put it on, I was like, oh god.
Yeah,
but it's not lost to me, by the way, that you have a quiet song towards the end as well.
We got two. Each side.
Yeah. Each in the middle of each side, so it goes like 2 songs, an interlude, 2 songs, and then you flip it, 2 songs, interlude, 2 songs.
Yeah, and
the interludes, I kind of think of them as like a palate cleanser. You know, like I don't know if you've ever been to like a place where you smell like colognes or something. That after you smell one, they'll give you like a jar of coffee beans to smell in, and that like resets your nostrils. So then if you smell another smell, it's not going to be like, oh, that smells a lot like this one. Oh no, that's just because you smelled that one and you're still smelling that one plus this one. So yeah, it was kind of like a palate cleanser where it's just like you said, it's really abrasive, you know, and like that much like pedal on the floor isn't for everybody. But also I always felt like it adds like it makes it feel like the journey of listening to the record is longer. You know what I mean? Like there's don't get me wrong. I love like Sulfuric Cautery's records, you know, I mean, it's just like you put it on and it's just straight gore grind for, 19 minutes. And it's like, you know what you're getting. And when you put it on, like there's barely any distinction between songs. So it's like you could listen. I've put the record on and listened to it like 3 times through and been like, holy shit, I'm on my 3rd pass of this record. Whereas like, with this, it's only 9 minutes and 35 seconds or something like that, where it's like you get done with it and you're like, man, that was only 9 minutes. It felt more like a half hour because there's so much to like reflect on.
It's funny, friends of mine, like I know with like I really like Wormrot, Nails, all those kind of bands. And
absolutely.
Friends of mine who are like massive metal fans, they're just like, why are the albums so short? I was like, have you listened to it from start to finish? If it was 40 minutes of that, you'd go fucking mad.
Yeah. That's honestly, there's some like kind of bigger grindcore bands that have started putting out like albums that are like 40 minutes plus. And every time I try to listen to one, it just starts to lose me like halfway through.
That's how I kind of feel.
Good.
Yeah. That's how I feel about some like brutal death stuff, like don't get me wrong. Like, I love bands like Stabbing and, Defeated Sanity and stuff like that. But it's all gas all the time.
Yeah.
And, you put it on. I'm a mailman too. So I deliver mail for a living. And I just put headphones on and listen to music from the time I get to work to the time I leave. And sometimes you put those records on and you just lose track of it. Like I said, it's like you don't even pay attention. It just becomes like part of this, like part of your day, even though it's just like blasting and death growls,
Yeah, like a lot of my friends who don't listen to metal, they just think that I listen to it like nonstop all day long. It's like, no, I do have to take a break every so often. It's a lot. It's a sensory overload sometimes when you're listening to extreme stuff.
Yeah, I honestly haven't been listening to a lot of heavy stuff lately, just because of like the environment in which I'm listening to stuff. I listen to a lot of music like when I'm drawing, and I don't want someone screaming in my ear when I'm like trying to relax. So I definitely have to like take breaks from heavy stuff or like listen to some
absolutely
like synth pop or something.
Oh yeah, I literally I've been listening to that new 9 Inch Noise album that just came out.
Yeah, it's sick.
And that I literally listened to that 3 times yesterday at work, which is a 46-minute album too, by the way. So I listened to that for like 2.5 hours of my day yesterday. But it's so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like what they've done with that album is like just to bring fresh new light into classic songs. Because sometimes it'd be kind of like, oh, don't mess with Closer, but they've just. Yeah, it's just fantastic.
They did just enough. Like the ones that there are like Closer is one in particular where I heard it and I was like, wow, they only like it was minimal how much they adapted that to like a new feel. But the thing that I really nod my head to is the fact that like some of the more like harsh noise and like Eurorack like modulation and stuff, like the synth stuff on the record is very modern. Like you can tell like they've studied like what's going on right now. I don't know if you're familiar with the Eurorack stuff at all.
No, I don't know that now, to be honest.
Like the synths that people put in a rack and they have like all the little cables that connect all the shit together.
Like modular synths?
Yeah, modular synth.
Yeah.
Like you can tell there's one. Yeah, there's one song on the new 9 Inch Noise where there's like it's clear that they're using a modular synth, but it's like a solo. And it's just like, man, you could tell they really, really, really put some thought into the sound design on the album. It's peak for sure. Speaking of which, we have...
Yeah.
Sorry, Chop. Chop here.
Don't worry.
Yeah. He did on track 4. I can't remember the name of it. There's like a little like solo part that he did with, what is it? Your Screeching Baby or whatever it was.
Screaming Baby. It's like a little drone machine and it's got like 2 knobs and I think 3 switches and then some like little touch pads. And anytime I want to do something that's like a solo or something or like a lead, I'll just like mess with that and just make this like I do it live a lot.
It sounds like when he sent that particular part over to me, it's very like whammy sounding, like wow. And I originally was trying to like write something to like coincide with it, and I was like, nah, it's too good. I'm just gonna let it fucking push it to the front.
Well, actually, just out of curiosity, what would your favorite tracks be on the EP? Do you have any?
Mine's probably 4. The one we were just talking about. Yes, that's the one that starts with that like.
That's my favorite as well.
Yeah, that one's really good. I really like that kind of like. There's the part towards the end that's like a slow like stomp riff. In like the vein of Typo Negative to me, like it's very like Typo Negative energy, but like also like side to side energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the second to last song is probably my favorite on side B, the one that just starts with the single snare and is just like fast, and it has like that kind of like stoner doom part in the middle.
That might be my favorite.
It's really good.
For the longest time, the first song on side B was my favorite, even like before there were vocals, before there were live drums on it. That was like, I think the first song we wrote where like we were both like, oh, okay, this is something. This is something special.
Yep.
And then of course I scooped it for my side. But I think over time, like the second to last song became my favorite. And honestly, like I really like the one that you guys did the video for.
The Old Thoughts and Regrets. Yeah.
The
that one's really good.
On that, like how it matches up with like the bass riff and everything. Like
that like opening
cool groove to it.
That opening bass riff is very like marching feel, you know. But it has like such a commanding vibe to it for sure.
And that was one where like I definitely had like a riff in my brain when I wrote those drums, and you went in totally different direction.
You're welcome.
I loved like moments like that, like where I have like something in mind and then it just takes on a life of its own, and like you did something totally different with it.
What was the song that shocked you the most then, in terms of like what they did and what you did?
It's either that one or there's another one on side A. I can't remember what number it is, but I remember I wrote like I had like an Iron Lung riff in my head.
Oh the second song that has almost like primacy kind of bass line to it.
Yeah,
that one's fun. That one was actually, I felt did like the most unique. Sorry, I did it again.
It's fine. I can bleep it. Don't worry.
But yeah, we're. I think that song in particular, track 2. I think we're something dogs. But he did the most. Like the noise stuff on that had the most. I don't know, uniqueness, like standoutness to me. That track in particular has just got so many elements in it for being like a minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And would there be any chance of people going to see this live, just out of curiosity? Who knows?
Maybe. We've talked about, at least I don't know how. I mean, if I play it live, because like, or if I play the stuff from the B-side live, it would be just, me playing the recorded songs minus vocals, minus noise. Cause that's like, for anyone who's unfamiliar, the way I'm a one-man band. So when I play live, it's me with a noise table and doing vocals and doing live noise while my drums and bass, play through the speakers. It's a lot of like hitting like pots and pans with a hammer with the contact mic sent through a distortion pedal type stuff. So if I were to do some of these songs live, it would, I don't know if I would do live noise for them. I would have to actually like sit down and explore it a little bit because when I record noise for recording, I don't really worry about making it so that I could recreate it live. So there's more layers than I am physically able to do, but I could bounce them as samples and try to recreate it perfectly. But I'm also, I don't know, when it comes to noise, I'm also just like not super concerned with it sounding exactly the same every time. When I do my own songs, like I just, I have like things I gravitate towards, but it's a little different every time. And I think that's part of the appeal of it. So yeah. And then the other thing that I have to kind of figure out is like making sure the volume is correct. Cause like, my stuff, since I lean into the noise like so heavily, I put like a wall basically over everything I do. So like my stuff isn't like as professionally mastered sounding as this release is. And that definitely comes from Drew and like from the See You Next Tuesday side of things. They're a much more polished sounding band than my stuff. So I would just definitely have to like make sure the volume levels are like matching up, because I don't want to like give the sound guy an aneurysm, having to like change everything between tracks. So I'd have to like work out some kinks on, at least on my end, but I've thought about doing a few of the songs live.
Yeah. It'd be cool if we ever like got to meet in person to like try to do some sort of collaborative thing on stage, you know, having Chop do the noise stuff and our drummer playing the drums and me and Rick both wielding basses, and you know, but we're all adults and we live forever apart and we all have lives and jobs and families and stuff. So who knows? I mean, you know, it'd be really cool if it ever panned out, but who knows? Yeah.
Well, like, so just before we move on to this, I call it the section of drunk questions I'd ask at a bar, because I do genuinely annoy people with these questions. But just to reiterate, so the EP is out officially, it's out physically now, and then streaming is the 18th of May?
15th of May.
15th.
Yeah, so right now you can go to sundownrecords.net, or you can visit our Bandcamp. You can buy the whole album digitally on Bandcamp for like $9, but you can also buy the 7-inch, which gives you the full thing download. I mean, let's be honest, like these streaming services are robbing bands blind. So we're just trying, you know, the way that we rolled this out by having like the 7-inch fully available for purchase. It's just one of those things where it's like, we want fans to have our physical music.
Yeah.
And by not spoiling it and just giving it away right off the bat, kind of, you know, gives people the more urgency to like, yeah, let's support these dudes for doing this freaking cool thing. And we even are the rare variant, the Phyrexian variant, we even have it including like a hand screened poster of the artwork.
Oh, class.
Does Chop have it handy?
There
it is.
I even have it framed.
That's
I just got mine framed too. It's right over there. Yeah, it looks really, really cool. So again, we pressed 3 different variants, 400 Urza, 400 Mishra, which are both like a trans red or trans green. And then we did a Phyrexian variant, which is like a black and purple smash. And that one comes with a hand screen 11x17 poster too. So
that's sick.
So yeah, and then on the 15th, it'll be on all the streaming services for free. So
fantastic. Well, like I'll be picking up the record, the 7-inch for sure. Just those goddamn fucking custom charges are crazy though.
Yeah, we're talking to actually pause on doing that. We're trying to talk to Death Wish Europe, because they have copies of Asymmetrics and Distractions on their website. So we're trying to see if they'll buy a few and we can just send them over to them. I think they ship from Germany, which is still probably better than getting from us.
Nearly everything's from Germany. I think Evil Greed, they all ship from Germany as well. That'd be kind of the main
the main hub.
The main place that I would get for extreme music, would be Evil Greed. But it's just like I ordered a 7-inch there from LA like last month, and I think the postaging was fine, but then it arrived today. It arrived on Friday. Well, sorry, a customs thing arrived on Friday, which was €15. I was like, I've never seen a custom charge before for a product, so it's just one of those things. But I will happily, because I love supporting bands that come on the podcast, of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I think if you want to get the one with the poster, you would have to get it from Sundown Records, because I think
I don't mind spending the money, to be honest. I really don't.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but we are going to hopefully, you know, even maybe by the time this airs, hopefully we'll have some copies over at Death Wish Europe. But it's we're a small band, so it's not like it's a guaranteed sell for them. You know?
Well, so as I said, this section is just a little typed. It's basically a way for me to find out about new bands from other bands. But one of the first questions I always ask at this part is, what was the first and last album you bought? And if you're not buying albums, is the last album you fell in love with? If you can think.
My first album. I'm not gonna lie to you. A Beastie Boys album I remember is the first album I ever bought. It was from a local department store, grocery store here in small town Michigan. And I think I honestly want to say it was like the cassette of like the What You Want songs. So it had like the original What You Want. And then it had like 4 different remixes or something like that of that. So it wasn't like even an album. It was just, like a cassette. And the last thing I fell in love with, man, I mean, besides the 9 Inch Nails, I guess that was my newest. That was literally just a few days ago. I forgot that it was coming out. And our singer doesn't listen to metal at all. Like he used to back in the day, obviously. But nowadays, he pretty much listens to Jamiroquai and then industrial stuff.
Okay.
So him and I both like electronic music. And, like Health and Youth Code and King Yosef and stuff of that nature. So that's like our only time we can connect on music is when something new comes out that we both like electronic wise. And he texted me the other day as like, dude, the new 9 Inch Nails is just fucking crazy. And I'm like, shit, I forgot to listen to it. But I've listened. He texted me the other day. So it was like Thursday. I listened to it the first time and I've listened at least once or twice a day since. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's as a person who's a massive fan of 9 Inch Nails, I've been really, really, really loving it. I was like, this is so cool. And like, I don't know if you saw them live on that recent tour they were on, but that was one of the best shows I can't
afford to go see concerts in America, man.
Yeah, I've heard of the ticket prices in America. They're stupid.
It is a car payment to get to a concert, and then like you got to go with somebody and you got to pay parking and you have to buy an order of French fries for $25. It's corporate greed at its finest. And I don't.
I will stick to paying $10 to see a handful of bands in some teenager's basement.
Absolutely, freaking literally. We have a little house here called the We Us House. I go to there all the time, and it's like a donation thing. So it's like slip them $20 and hang out and watch some, bands from all over Michigan.
Yeah.
I've seen multiple times. Sorry, go on, Chop.
I was going to say on the East Coast, there's like so many like fests that either I'm playing or that I'm going to that I get to see most of like the smaller bands that I want to see all in just like one day. So it really just like knocks everything off the list for me.
Oh no! Like I've had that conversation with friends. Like friends, I remember they were talking about somebody was trying to justify like €150 ticket for or €140 ticket for some artist, and I was just like, I don't want to pay that. And they were like, it's going to be amazing. I was like, yeah, but I could go to like 14 shows, like for a tenner, and probably have more fun at it as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
And for me to answer your question, I think the first album I ever bought was the Mystery Men soundtrack.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't even know why.
Is that the Ben Stiller movie?
Yeah. Way ahead of its time. I rewatched it a few years ago. It's got Pee Wee Herman in it. R.I.P. It's it's something. It's an era. The last album I fell in love with was the new Are Missing album. I think it's called The Sound of Injured Love. It's like a synth pop album. It's like if you've ever seen the movie Drive, this is like Drive soundtrack music.
Okay,
which is
nice.
like one of my favorite like genres. Is just like weird like Euro pop, synth pop that's like kind of chill and like atmospheric. And if like the sun is like setting, it's like just like the perfect vibe. So that album, I was recommended that by Chris from Metal, or previously from Metal Injection, from currently, what's the site he's on now? He's gonna kill me for not remembering. For No Clean Singing, Chris from No Clean Singing.
Oh yeah.
Such a good website.
He posted it in his story, and I made like a mental note of it, and then the story expired, and I had to be like, hey, what was that album that you like mentioned? And I loved it. His recommendations are always pretty good.
Is he a journalist for No Clean Singing? Is it?
Yeah, he's done a bunch of like coverage and reviews of my stuff, and he's just like genuinely a cool dude. I've talked to him a bunch. The last album I bought was this stack of cassette tapes.
Nice.
You know, it's funny. I go to some record shops with like big cassette sections, and I tend to like, I don't know, find like a bunch of random stuff. But this one had like the tiniest little cassette rack, and I found this Susie and the Banshees album.
Oh, sick.
None of this is going to be heavy, by the way.
That's all right.
The Cure, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me.
Amazing album.
Music for the Masses, Depeche Mode.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
And Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair.
Oh, that's class as well.
Oh yeah.
Good finds.
10 out of 10, no skips. Yeah. That album, I've been listening to that so much this year. That's like maybe my top 5 albums at this point. It's so good.
Nice.
So I guess because I don't want to keep you all night. I know we're going nearly an hour here, so I'll ask you one more question, which is when you hear the term underrated artist, who pops into your head?
Underrated. That's like the entire genre of grindcore.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I always like for grindcore, the one that I always talk about is Cloud Rat. I'm like, how are Cloud Rat not an absolutely massive band? They fucking rule.
I mean, Rorik is somebody I've known since, man, him and I were he just called me out of the blue, like not that long ago. I was like, hey, you have the same number. And I've known him for like pushing 25 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He lives like a 40-minute drive from me. And him and I grew up in the same scene. He used to be in a band called Tornado Parade. And we used to play at this like church that turned into like a hall called Jamestown Hall back in the day. But yeah, around here, everybody that knows heavy music definitely knows who Cloud Rat is. But I can see for your perspective, yeah, they definitely need more exposure than what they're given for sure.
Yeah.
I love them a lot. Pollinator was like my favorite album of the year it came out.
Such a good album.
Oh yeah, that was such a big influence on me too. A great record. All right, somebody that's underrated that I like a whole lot.
I should have put that together, by the way, Cloud Rat, that you were obviously going to know them being from Michigan.
Oh yeah. Now Rorik is an absolute sweetheart. I love that guy, and I mean Madison and Brandon are as well. I've only met them a handful of times, going to some shows together, or seeing them at shows and stuff. But yeah, Rorik is great music by great people is just the recipe for perfection in my eyes. So
yeah.
I recently fell in love with this band called Stimulant. Which I don't even know anything about them. So I would say that they're pretty underrated. They have no social media presence whatsoever. So I guess their underratedness is probably somewhat by design. But if you're into like guitars through a bass cab, 2-piece power violence with some noise splashed in, they are absolutely exquisite.
Sick. I'll have to check that out.
Underrated. All the bands I want to say are either like not together anymore or like kind of well known. Like Water Torture, I think are pretty well known, but I still feel like they're underrated. I feel like they should be in talks with like best power violence bands. I think they're incredible. Gasp, like people know who Gasp are, but I still feel like they're underrated. Like that Drum Trailer. I'm never quite sure how to pronounce it. That album is
I feel like I see their name a lot for sure.
Yeah. Maybe. Or who's kind of underrated, but they're like not, I don't think they're together anymore, is Blackwater Sniper. I feel like they should have been super big.
So good.
Like 2-piece
1,000 BPMs.
Yeah. Like they're like cyber grind, except instead of grind, it's like straight power violence.
Oh, okay.
And like speedcore, like drums.
And they
wear like full ghillie suits on stage. But I feel like they should have blown up. Like
bass guitar, there's 2 people, bass guitars, and they both do vocals, and then they just stack a big huge stack of speakers behind them and all their programmed drums. But they do like their whole shtick is like the 1,000 BPM. Yeah. And like they have parts where there's like Like they just like twist a knob to like speed the tempo up to just undiscernible slop, and it's just great. But I'm pretty sure they're still around. I think. I mean, they're from Chicago, so they're just around the Lake Michigan for me.
I feel like I haven't heard them doing anything in a while. I know I'm friends with one of the guys who books Barely Breathing, and every year when he's like asking who people want to see there, I'm like sending him them in particular, like poking him, trying to get him to book them.
I'll have to ask around about them. That's one band that I'd love to see live. That's for sure. Yeah.
I have to check this out. I've not heard them now, to be honest. But
Blackwater Sniper. They're
BPM. It's crazy. But guys,
peak stuff for sure.
That's all the questions I have for you for tonight. But I just want to give you a massive thank you for coming on the podcast in the first place. Like it is an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
And the EP it's fantastic. It really is fantastic.
Thank you.
Get my hands on a physical copy. But that's all of us for tonight. So thank you just once again, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you.